this shit. This was. I secretly love to buy shit.
Yeah, that's cute.
I was like, it's like, is this? Cause this is me, but are you supposed to like drink out of your jewelry? Or am I gonna get like mineral properties all in my body that I shouldn't have? But this shit's gonna get drunk out of anyway. But I don't know, like, that's me though.
Who are you? What's your name?
My guy Rashad be saying that shit when he be talking to the kids. He immediately, who are you? And they'd be like, Shaniqua, who are you? I'm from the terrace. Who are you? I'm beautiful. Who are you? I'm a girl. The open the circle up and shit.
Who are you?
I picked up too much shotgun and it smelled good shit though. It seems like I'm forever changing, which is a okay thing. And for a second, I was like thinking about what people would say about, oh, I thought you was just. What about you don't talk to the kids no more? You ain't like no. I want to continue to, as I had said to one of the other musicians in the community. Like I was like, yo, I'm just running through the halls of myself, knocking on doors, making noise to see what the fuck is gonna happen. Who's gonna come out? What am I gonna learn from making this disturbance in the hallway? Like I really want to figure out who I am, what all I can be, and what all I can do, and be open to doing that shit. And don't be like in my head about it. Like, all right, it was social work. You also know how to cook. You also attempted to get a culinary degree. Whatever happened, and now you're doing social work. That's way. You love this photography thing, and you honestly want to do Viceland or National Geographics, or have your own book of your work printed and tour, talking about it, or having people really like, oh, I would have never thought that of you. Like I really want to be like somebody that makes social change on a lot of levels, even if it's for me personally, or for the person who wants to be outward but scared to do that shit because of the social suppression of, oh, you can't be from the terrace and be a comedian. You can't be from the terrace and create films. You can't be from the terrace and be a motivational speaker or be the president or whatever the fuck high up or whatever's a well-to-do position just because you come from. I try to watch my wording too when I talk about the hood. Just because you come from a suppressed situation don't mean that you can't, be forward in your behaviors every second from that shit. Like once you wake up, like the PJs is just a transition. It's just a start point. It's not the forever. Or either I choose to make the PJs my forever, or that shit just gonna be a transition. And I'm not gonna be scared to be like, all right, enough of the truth. All right, enough of purpose. All right, enough of Somerset. Now it's time for me to move out into the country part, or now it's time for me to move to Virginia, or now it's time for me to get on the train and see something different. Like I just want to be somebody that's constantly evolving and be a mirror for people to get the balls or have the valor to be like, yo, I'm gonna free myself of everything that tried to bind me. Or I'm gonna free myself just because I owe it to myself, and I'm gonna silence whatever conversation, judgment, problem, or even if it's people that I love, to be strong enough to be like, yo, you don't really love me if you don't allow me to be free and free myself and be okay with that shit.
Who are the people that you've told yourself you're most afraid of over the years in terms of the backlash that you're describing?
I feel like I probably didn't say it on my face, but indirectly, like, I do feel some type way about not being supported by the primary people in my life, whether it be my mother, my father, or my family, or even like, I don't know, because I'm kind of more like defensive or aggressive or assertive, whatever word you want to use when it comes to a spouse. Like, I ain't gonna let nobody that I'm fucking with dictate my moves to an extent. Like, nah. Before it's like, not having maybe my family come to any event that I've had, and if you know me, I've done a fucking couple that sits with me somewhere in myself. It might not be like making me be like, I ain't doing shit else, but it's always in the back of my mind, like, damn, like, how I say I fuck with you and how you say you fuck with me if I ain't ever seen you. But then I also gotta slice that down that support comes in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
But there's certain people that hold some type of whatever with me that I can't give you that pass. I ain't seen you support me in like no kind of way, which makes me feel like I only want to sit down at the Thanksgiving table with you. Because we follow each other, we know each other, we family, and I ain't ever seen you. We ain't ever really had a conversation. So I feel like you purposely ignoring me. You're not really here for my benefit. You're not really invested in me. We not really family. The love ain't, but the love seems to be conditional. When I don't know, like perspectives, you'll get this talking in circles and shit. Like what you assume you're supposed to get. That's not life. You want to get exactly what you need, how you need it, and you take what you can get from the situation, whether it be, all right, that person doesn't support you, but even still, you still bust your ass to be the change that you want to see within your day to day, and that person hasn't affected you because you still push through, you still move onward and upward. But you being human, that shit still like hurt that you want me to sit down at this table and do these holiday things, but when it comes down to real life, I ain't ever seen you pull up to the line. So more or less like my family, indirectly, like I just want them to secretly be like, I remember when your little badass, or we was like about to like turn our back on your little dumbass, to be like, yo, like I would have never thought you'd become this woman today. And whatever comes behind that, like I secretly want that, and I feel like it's an expectancy on it because we family. And you know the other side of when I was out here creating mischief and just being having a bunch of misguided energy, but now I'm cleaning up and shaping up and being a honorable person, and you ain't got shit to say.
So, with a lack of support being a common theme in the Black community, especially, based off your story, it sounds like it starts at home. So, how do we break that cycle?
I feel like that question mirrors how you change the world. For a long time, I thought that I could change the world. Shit, I was Superwoman. But I learned that the effective way and the quickest way and the secure way to change the world is by everybody individually changing themselves, and then that shit be like a snap of a finger. If everybody individually grows and matures, everything just like blossoms from everybody being on that same frequency and vibration. It can only happen, but when it's like somebody's off key and the rhythm is not on, it's almost like it's a choir and they just singing off key and shit. Like it's like throw the whole fucking choir away. I don't want to hear the song. I'm gone. Type thing. So if everybody individually takes accountability and seeks to help and want the transformation, then we'll break a lot of fucking cycles. Because I honestly felt like I've never been a parent, and a lot of people might be like, if you ain't never been a parent, you can't speak on what being a parent is. I feel like I would want my child to be happy, and that's all that would matter. And I would have to learn how to get over myself and allow my child to thrive and show me and learn me some shit. Versus, nah, you gotta be me, and that's it. I don't hear shit else.
How would you learn what makes your child happy?
By allowing them to guide me. And I feel like I got the first hand account when I was doing the mentorship program. That's how it works so efficiently, and that's how male and female partnership was effective, because I didn't come in with the dictatorship and I'm older than you and that's what it is and that's all. I listen. I let them show me what they needed. I let them tell me what they need as men. How can I benefit and help them be better men? Most importantly, fuck that. Change the wording because that shit gets slippery. How can I invest in you and help you, and you should tell me how to achieve that because I want you to be a better person. I don't need you to be a better man. I don't want to show you how to be a man. I want to give you the ingredients and the exposure for you to be a better person. And then life and people are going to influence you as a man because I feel like as a male, that's already genotype. But for as manhood, that shit is a privilege. That's shit that you clean up and polish up a bit. So that's experiences and circumstance and, all of that. But,
how long were you doing the work with the young men?
I think 6-7 years for real, just randomly yo, I'm trying to be great and I want other people to be great, so let's rock and roll. Whether that be the 5 spot, what the fuck, that's the new name. The 5 season always got the open mic on Wednesday. And I be down that bitch all the time on some chill shit. So they know my face. I know these youngins that's these youngins got that fire. Yeah, they too young to get in this bitch, but I'll watch them. You can stamp their hand and all that shit. I'ma keep eyes on them, but y'all gotta hear this youngin spit. Poetry, rap, sing, draw, whatever the fuck. Y'all gotta let them in. Y'all gotta share the stage. Y'all gotta allow them to see y'all and how y'all move. Almost like I always brought the idea what if we allow the kids at that transitional period of 14 to 18, even though you get in 18, but 14 to 18, say if you couldn't get in 18, 14 to 18, to be able to mingle with the Eden's Lounge Club, to be able to see oh, we ain't got fight, we ain't got cuss, we ain't got fighting it, shit, it's people that's actually coexisting and just having fun without getting shot and pressing up on each other. Alright, this shit was cool. This was old ass motherfuckers, but this shit was cool. Alright, I'll come back. I got a sigh of relief. One of them is gonna be it was a relief to be in there and not have to worry about, being super gully in the face. It was just you having fun? You need something? You need a drink? Even it's not a drink, but on a social, we want you to be here. It's all good. We all family. It's all love. For them to be able to experience that changes them. It imprints on them. And most importantly, if they do it on a rhythmic pace, the idea of what young people do and are the elders are getting to see that firsthand by being in the same environment. So that narrative gets to be broken, and the young people get to see oh, the old heads ain't really that bad. That shit was cool. I wouldn't do that shit all the time, but that shit was cool. Or even when they see the elder in the neighborhood, some respect might get given because I had fun at the post with the older head. Go ahead, let Miss So and So go through, or watch out, Miss So and So coming, or don't sit on her step, or whatever. A lot of that shit come from having a relationship or a personal interaction with somebody. That's how respect is gained. But if it's we don't have no sense of relationship or connection, I don't fucking know you. You're a stranger. Why the fuck should I give you any regard?
Okay. So just to switch gears, what's your primary art form that has stuck with you for as long as you can remember? The way that you express yourself creatively, what's endured over the years, even as things change?
Art, this art, I'm now making up for lost time and neglect when it comes to creativity. I've always been creative since the 4th grade. That was the first visible creative ability I had. I could draw in graffiti, bubble letters and shit, or Mickey Mouse in the Lamborghini and shit, little dumbass shit that people would draw, look at me, or I'm popular, or I'm about to get this girl or this guy to crush on me because I drew her name in bubble letters, or either I put some fancy shit on her shoes or her coat or whatever. So drawing, I've been doing that since the 4th grade. The other things spilled over the more that I was alright, what else I can do? And not being scared. For a long time I was scared to paint because I assumed that fine art was the only way to paint, and that was the only way that you solidify or identify yourself as an artist, if you was able to do exact replications of shit versus abstract and all that shit. I ain't know none of that shit. It was just like, if you can't draw the thing that you see as you see it, you're not a fucking artist. And I assume that, like, alright, if I fuck up, what I do? Like, with a pencil, I can erase that shit. With paint, what I supposed to do with that? Like, not knowing, like, if you ain't put a thick ass coat, boom, blank the sheet out with black or white or whatever the fuck. Not knowing, not having the information to really understand that, yo, like, everything can be done. It was an assumption because I didn't know, like, if I fuck up in painting, what I do, I don't have an eraser type of thing, versus knowing that shit of just blanking your canvas out if you didn't put too many coats on that shit. So it went from drawing to painting.
When did the transition from not knowing to knowing happen? Like, was there a particular time or event that led to you getting over that fear?
No, like, I'm a person that, like, I don't, my word is every fucking thing. Like, I don't like to say shit and don't do it. Like, I'm irky and irritated when, like, I say some shit and I don't back it up. That's a rare occasion when I said some shit and I back it up. So, me being scared or being like, I'm good. No, don't make, like, that shit was like, you ain't no bitch. What you doing? Like, that in my head of, like, you really? You? All people? It's like, alright, I'm just gonna try that shit, and I don't want to be scared of shit. So, let me just try it and see what happens. And I'm gonna do it in closed doors, so ain't nobody, if I fuck up, don't nobody ever know that I fucked up, because they ain't gonna ever see the light of day, the pieces or whatever. And I was like, alright, fuck it. One day, I think I was in the hallway of, when I used to live in Utah, this girl was in the apartment, and I was like, just do this shit. Like, it's hella sheetrock that's laying around this bitch before I even knew canvas or how expensive that shit was, or just the different whatever canvases. I was using whatever the fuck I had to make that shit happen. Even now, with the fucking phone, the shoebox. Sheetrock was all up and down, all downstairs, and I was like, fuck it, I ain't got no money for no canvas, and I don't want to touch the canvas because I don't really know what I'm doing. Let me just try the shit on the sheetrock. And I would paint on sheetrock. And I would, like, Google images and be like, alright, the one that I feel comfortable with, so it might be, like, easy or hard, but the one I felt comfortable and connected with. Alright, boom. Visual aid, I needed to stay screenshotted so it can stay still. And just, alright, look, I'm that person. I can draw anything I look at. That's me too. So I guess that bled into the painting. Look at it, draw it on a sheetrock, and that shit came out. It was a process trying to, I guess, certain paints didn't come out the way that it looked wet. Almost like it needed another coat or some shit. Like, when it was wet, it was perfect. Then when it dried, it was like, damn, that shit ashy right there. And that shit darker. Or that shit don't look as clean. I gotta go back over it. So I learned the perfection piece by it not looking how I desired it to look. So I would be like, alright, I'm about to go over there with that. And I learned from errors of, like, that's too much fucking paint. Now you gotta do another layer, and then, like, that shit looks super thick. Like, that shit don't even look, it don't look smooth. It look like you painted over it 1,000 times, or that paint ain't dry right type shit. Like, so basically just doing that shit and knowing, like, that don't look like that. How do I get that shit like that? And even to a point, like, alright, if I gotta start the fuck over, I'm not gonna be defeated. I'm gonna just start the fuck over, or try something simpler so I can know that I achieved the task. Like, it might not be the same shit, but I set out to paint something today. Even if I didn't get the hard ass part, if it effectively right, something's gonna get painted. I'm going to paint today. I can't not paint today. Like, I can't let myself down type shit.
Okay. How was Conversations in Cider born?
We gonna leave it as Conversation in Cider, Kelly. What is it? What is it? Did you say it backwards? Yeah.
Cider and Conversations?
Yeah.
If you'll know.
You confuse me and shit now. Fucking great. Like, that shit been funny. Like, I honestly want to be a journalist.
I say, how was it born?
Oh, I just said, like, how's it going? I'm old.
I might have said it muffled.
Going. why I say it again?
You sure it's not Sprite?
Fuck no. Not this time. Fucking awesome. And I'm in my mind. I was processing like, yo, don't stop trying to be so careful with your words that you don't let it shine. That's what that pause was. Like that shit is going great. Like it's an idea. My ideas are always going. That's why you see me doing so much shit. So that's the justification for why you see me doing so much shit. My mind is always going. And I got hella great ass ideas, even though I'm just one person. But that's why I'm doing so much. And I'm keeping busy to beat depression, for real. To be honest with you, all the way candid. That shit is going great. Like that shit is sometimes like secretly overwhelming. Like everything that I really put intention behind, that shit work. And it's almost like dude, whatever you think that you want to do that shit. Know by doing. Don't sit back and be like, I gotta have, a red camera and shit. I gotta have staff for the boomstick and shit. You'll get there. Get the idea out to be able to look at, pick through, or be like, yo, that works. When it's time to get the fucking through and shit, it'll happen. Right now, the phone is working out for you. You know enough by doing pictures about lighting and how you really want it to look aesthetically. Like, don't play yourself. Like, sometimes you sitting there trying to create the whole fucking story when you got time to act and shit. You sitting here trying to create the whole fucking story. Like, get to the shit. Like, learn by doing. And that was a whole rant of you get the I gave you an intimate fucking response to how Cider Conversation is going. Like, yo, like, in real life was for me to stay rooted in making sure that I'm available for the young people to see how shit can be done and how you can get out of shit and how you can control your day-to-day, how you really control your fucking life if you really want to, how you can change your shit if you put real effort behind that shit. Like, nothing is forever. Everything is a fucking transition. So whether it be I really don't want to continue to do the same shit, whether it be negative energy or that's the only thing I know. Like, nah, something gotta be greater out here. Whether it be I want the hustler on the other side of the street in these areas that I be posted up with my cider to be able to see me on a day-to-day basis. Throw shade, I got your attention whether you doing shade or not. Or be like, yo, what's up? Like, you really selling books, or like what make you think that books gonna sell? Or I really be saying people really like talking about this shit. Like when you leave, I be hearing people talk about them how they was happy that you on the corner, or that's dope that she out there on the corner, or that's what you need to be doing. Like it's a conversation starter, or people are really like paying attention to what you're doing. Like, and that shit is good conversation. I'm glad to hear that conversation versus some old negative shit that's always being said, or even them coming down on us because of what we're doing. And at the same time, I'm big on reading. So I fuck around and go get a book from you the next time you coming. When you coming again? Like, I want to be there for them to be able to steal whatever they need to steal from me. Even if it's a fucking book, I don't really care. Like, if you want to steal a book.
What's your favorite book?
I'm a stop starter. Heavy. I'm not a fucking book completer. The book that it keep ending up in my pocket and then it end up on a fucking pile somewhere is Law of Attraction.
Law of Attraction.
Like it just in my pocket and then on the fucking pile somewhere. And like my mind be so fucking busy. But what I do, I keep books around me. So everywhere that I am, a book is there. Usually it'll be a book in my back pocket. On some shit of if I'm sagging, which I sag every so often, because that's me. If I'm sagging, hopefully you catch my book. Because what I'm reading is a representation of who I am and what I'm thinking of. So maybe you saying that I got fucking some like invisible man in my fucking pocket. And you like, that shit didn't erase the fact that my pants is sagging. Because you so astonished that I'm even reading that book. Or whatever that book means for you. So now, the perception that you thought you had, I now change that shit because now you get to look at who I am. Because what I'm reading is a representation of what I'm thinking, like, and who I am as a person. And I wanted to make that shit like a whole movement and shit. Like, if these little niggas is out here sagging, like, You know, I don't give a fuck. Put a book in that bitch. And if that's why your pants
Would
sagging,
their
put a
pants
book in
be
that bitch.
big enough to hold a book?
Shit, my books be in my back pocket when my shit be sagging. Sometimes.
Skinny jeans?
I don't believe skinny jeans. Today was a rare occasion. I like this color.
No, not you. I'm not talking about the jeans you have on today. I'm talking about a lot of the young guys.
God, they on that shit.
Yeah, they can't fit books in their pockets.
But if they was like on some
maybe
old school shit, where your pants really is a bigger size than you actually wear. Like yo, like I would like so like it really like when you look at my page, you'll see like this little like stained glass filter that I put on a shot of my back pocket. It's like an angle. It's like a weird angle, but you know, like it's my back pocket. My pants are sagging. But I wanted you to identify my book to basically erase everything that you saw. Like when you zero in on my book and figure out what it is, your mind is no longer on the fact that my pants are sagging. Like that whole intention. Like yo, like get to know people. Everybody do shit for reasons, and who's to say that what you doing is better than the next motherfucking person? Like so the fuck what I feel like you should just be worried about who people are. Then that should be the determiner if you fuck with them or not. Like, if you're a nasty, spirited, rude-ass person, I don't think I want to rock with you.
How do you want people to see you?
A whole lot fucking better. That's why I'm constantly doing all this shit. Because I'm like, some shit I see that I still gotta adamantly work on. Like, somebody might see my observation. I do a lot of observation. Like, I'm not a person that's like, oh, no, people facing shit like super like, ooh. I'm not that person unless I'm comfortable. So I am a person that's like, you know, hey, y'all, everybody, and fall into the cut or the fade or whatever. And some people might take that as I don't want to be social. I'm standoffish. I got an issue. I got an attitude. I ain't smiling all the fucking time and shit. So, like, all the assumptions that come with you not being bouncing off the walls, the so-called chipper all the time, the disconnect with that shit. So like by me doing all of this stuff, these things speak for me. So if you do happen to see me and my pants is sagging, you're gonna be like, you're gonna talk about all the things that you know of me versus my pants sagging. And even if somebody, if you fuck with me, will know something of me. If somebody like, what is that? Oh, that's Monique, she do that. Really? Like, I want that type of shit because I want people to get out of their fucking ways of judging and assuming people. Like, yo, you don't know people until you know people. And you can't know somebody like, oh, this nigga got, you know, the bubble coat on and the big jeans and the Timberlands and shit. Like, that person could be Ghostface, which I love that I learned that Ghostface and a lot of the Wu-Tang Clan members are fucking smart as shit. And all them niggas should have been the lead person. Because they all got fucking skills, verbally, and MC-wise. But you would never know that shit because you're watching Ghostface's behavior.
So if you were describing yourself to somebody who doesn't know you from a can of paint, don't know you from Adam and Eve, like they don't have any really preconceived notions about you, whether your pants are sagging or not, how would you describe yourself? Like, who is Monique Dove?
Like, downsizing has always been my problem. Even like in English class and shit. Like, you're saying too much. Write that over. Condense. 4 lines. Whole page. That's me. 4 lines is what we need.
Maybe just say, alright, what will be the first word that comes to mind?
I'm beautifully weird, and I feel like we were talking about that in the Cider Conversation today, like the negative connotation on weird, which almost like he wanted people to take back what people have put on the weird word, like to be individually independent and free of restriction. That's what the fuck the understanding of weird should be. Why would I want to look like you? Why would I want to talk like you? Why would I want to do the same things that you're doing? What joy would that be? What universe would that be? What pleasure of the universe would that be if everybody fucking was robots and did the same shit? No. I happen to, you know, live somewhere rough, but I love Harry Potter. Or fucking Pokemon or whatever the fuck. Like, yo, like, I am that beautifully weird person where it's like, sometimes you can't read me. You really can't assume too much about me, which I love because I don't want you to think that you know me. I want you to get to fucking know me, which I feel like all of us as humans have that responsibility, and you can't run away from that shit. Like, yo, like, you have a responsibility to try to get to know. Are you supposed to be like, oh, I'm gonna do 5 attempts to try to get to know you? No, that's exhausting. But to sit here and be like, I don't know about that bubble coat. I don't know about them Timberland boots. So, hey, how are you? I'm Monique. You are? Oh, I'm Steven. I'm here with. Oh, goddamn, I wouldn't. In my head, I might say that little dumbass shit like, I would have never took you for that person, but I'm glad that I'm not jaded to not be like, boom, to know for myself who you are. So when I say like I'm beautifully weird, like there's a lot of strange shit about me, shit that I don't even know. Like I'm not even totally convinced of who I am my fucking self. Be it that I'm still learning, and some shit surprised me. Like yo, like you really are unpacking, or still unpacking, because it'd be like something that I noticed like you're not comfortable yet. You want to be, and that's why you're here and doing these things. But because you did that, I know you're not comfortable yet, and it's okay. This is self-talk and shit. Like it's okay. The sheer need, the sheer want, the sheer behavior that you're here, whether it be some shit like I was looking at like hostels and like nice ass like Airbnbs, bed and breakfast. I've been dying to do bed and breakfast, but I can't. I don't see it. I tried some shit like that Airbnb. It was like a dumbass big mansion in Atlanta, and I read it wrong. I thought it was like I get to have the whole fucking mansion to myself and shit. And when I got there, it was like, no, you get to have the top floor, and we're downstairs. It's like, oh fuck, like, oh, like I enjoy having this whole like fucking loft, but you're not gonna leave. Like I don't know you. Like this shit can get real once I close my eyes and shit. Like. Come up missing, or like I don't fucking weird shit you could be doing. Like I'm not trusting to an extent. I can trust enough to try because I did it, but to really be comfortable, like I put the sofa, I put the dresser up against the door and went to sleep. Like and in the shower,
Wow.
like it was one of them like people that live that way, and I learned that shit from a friend of mine. Leveling up requires you to leave yourself behind. So it's like when I was in that house, they had like a bathroom that was fly shit, like super big, like it was like this side is yours and that side is yours, and there's 2 showers and the jacuzzi and shit. And it was like it ain't had no windows, no like blinds. And I'm in that bitch like, alright, what can I put up at the fucking windows? Not like, yo, this is where you are. This is the life right now. I'm like, no, I gotta put some newspaper up this bitch. Cause like I'm not comfortable when it's like you dead in the fucking woods.
How did that work?
Nobody's supposed to be in the woods. Like this how they live. They live in the fucking woods. So like fuck, I need to put curtains up for. I want no neighbor. So it was like I was like in the like the little like closest shit to the shower, like looking like. But I was making sure like I wasn't like that where it's like oh you're on display. It was like type shit, and it was like you didn't, like, almost like, you're not here for no reason, yo. Like,
right.
Leave that shit at home.
And fully be there. Was there a moment where you forgot where you were from and you just were able to fully enjoy it, even if it were only a couple of minutes?
It's not even like where I'm from. It's like past trust issues, some trauma and shit that I'm not super open
into it.
Like, super open. But I checked myself, like, you really ain't like all the way trustworthy or open. Like you want to be because like I said, you're currently here, but that just showed you like you down but you ain't down. You want to be, but
I love that you said trust enough to try. Like that is a mouthful, and it says a lot actually, and that one statement alone can really propel a lot of people forward. So, can you think of something that you did recently where you trusted enough to try?
I hate when I have the reflexes to say whatever the fuck that thought was like. They went across my mind. It's like, I don't want to talk about that shit. Like, but she said, so, whatever. I've been doing good.
I already know. Go ahead.
I've been doing good though.
It.
Like, nah. Like, of course, because you're hearing, and when it's like, you're for real legit first time doing that shit, like that person stains whatever it is, or that person's just there forevermore. So it's like, I be having fleeting thoughts about the little shorty and shit. Like, I remember when, or it was good when, I remember when I fell, he did this here, type shit, or whatever. Like,
so you describing a recent relationship?
Yeah, like, yo, nobody come to my house, and it's a trust thing. I'm antisocial. It depends situation, but like this wasn't like visitation friend buddy shit. Like, this was like we're intimate with each other. So like my house is your house type shit. And it was like pulling my refrigerator, sleeping in my fucking bed, moving about in my house without me knowing where you are, cooking shit, using my fucking pots and pans, sleeping. That's the real trust, to go to sleep with the motherfucker. Like, as long as I can see you, I control the narrative, but once I go to sleep, I don't know what the fuck was happening, type shit. But I was like, I know what I want relationship wise, so I've got to start it. I got to start that shit. I want a free, trusting, compatible, develop relationship. Like, I want a healthy one. Like, I've experienced so many different styles of ones. Now I want to grow up in my relationship, whether it be if somebody wants to, you know, be like, yo, I want baby to come and stay at your crib. If I can stay at your crib, why the fuck shouldn't it be a feng shui? Versus, oh no, we just gonna, you know, try to finesse a no. When it's like, yo, like, no. The things that you ask for, you should be able to willingly give. So if I'm able to put my feet up on your fucking couch and turn the channel at your shit, you should be able to come here and do that. So it's like, alright, she can come here, stay fucking 5 days, and allow her to move like this is her fucking house. Not like, oh, you in this bitch with restrictions, like, because you ain't gonna like that shit when you go back to her shit, and she like, type of thing. So to freely allow somebody to navigate my space without flinching and doing that shit. Like, alright, she here, I want her to be comfortable, because when she's comfortable, I can be comfortable. I can receive all the rewards and tricks and gimmicks and shit, because she feel good. She feeling like, you know, this her shit, and, you know, ain't nobody gonna disrupt that vibe. Ain't nobody gonna come knock on the door. Ain't nobody gonna fall through. Like, she can respect that what I said, whatever I was saying before she arrived, that is true, because when she came here, as the proof that we won, and I respect you, and I'm trying to just deal with you. When you stay here for the 5 days, I ain't be like, oh no, don't go in that room, or oh, when I leave, you gotta leave, or put my phone in secret places. Like, it was like, yo, like, hands up when she came.
Would you do it again?
Yeah, because that's what I need to do. Even though it didn't pan out, I learned, I experienced, I gained, and I now know. So next time it's gonna be handled a little more organized, because I'll lead with my mind, not what I hope for. So it'll be, when I say that, more of a, I desire this from us. But if that's not where we going, or that's not the evidence or work ethic that she has, no, treat that shit accordingly. But I won't allow that to taint me or fuck up the next person's opportunity because it didn't pan out well. I'm a continuously love with an open heart, because my mind, body, and spirit needs that shit. So I won't be defeated by my past experiences. Like, I desire a full love.
If I was a visitor to this planet, and in my planet we didn't have a concept of love, how would you describe love?
You try to get fancy with the shit. Y'all got Barbara Streisand or Barbara Walters with the question right there.
Yeah. Warm up.
Fuck. Shit. Some old journalist shit. Fuck. That's some shit I can't even like rinse and reuse. Like, what? I'ma steal what she said that time. I feel like the love that I really want, and I feel like it's like double dose. It's what I needed in childhood and what I needed in adulthood. To be for real, I want a love that I can just be comfortable. I don't have to worry. I don't have to stress. I don't have to fight. I don't have to protect. I don't gotta fucking pretend. Like that shit is just, it's free. It just is like the air, the elements, the realization that energy is never destroyed. It's only transferred. Like that shit is going to be here. You cannot do anything about what this thing is. Like you don't have to. I don't gotta have these on. I don't gotta keep my hair fresh. I don't gotta brush my teeth. I don't gotta quote slick words and vernacular. I can just wake up and be that shit. I can just wake up and just walk into that shit and just exist in it. Like love is. I feel like love is just super understanding. It's flow. It flows like water. It's warm. I ain't gonna say it's content because I feel like content is a tricky word. And I kind of feel like I wanted to say like love is like birth. And when I say birth, like just the life, the giving of life. Like and it's a blank canvas and you create whatever that picture's gonna be like, but it's given to you blank. And whatever you put into whatever your idea is, whatever colors you choose, is what that shit gonna be. And like how I mentioned, like, alright, if I don't like the picture, it's up to me to be like, I don't really like that plum. Let me go ahead and add some gray or some white or some cream into that shit and make that shit like, violet or some shit. I want that shit just to be lighter. I already came from that plum place.
Like birth is that's a really, the giving of life, I believe you said, like that's a really beautiful way to describe it because God is love. That's a saying that we should all be familiar with, no matter, what you believe. I'm sure you've heard it. So that's definitely something to marinate on. Do you feel that you've loved someone in the way that you're describing?
I feel like the first thought that I had was like,
You said no.
I was like, I thought it, but then I was like, people get so whatever about, almost like, I was like, well, what I was about to say is the person you met and we was talking about that shit, like when she was braiding my hair, or whatever, but to put an identity on it, somebody might take my words and run with it, versus really hearing what I'm saying, like, I'm not gonna be with her, like, she knows she ain't gonna be with me, she ain't got no more shot. But am I gonna make sure that she's straight because of what the life that we've had and how we've been printed on each other? Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Like her, my grandmother judged me once, and I'm 34 now. Like, judged me once. My grandmother's been gone for like 7 years, I think. Judged me once, and I was on my sexuality. Took a week to think about it. Like, I don't know if she was uber religious, but religious enough. 7-day Adventist. So she like, know about that shit. And within her 7 days of trying to figure out how she was going to reject me or love me even harder, she was like, well, your aunt is gay, and that's my child, and I figured out how to allow her. Why can't I allow you? And that was like the coldest piece of shit I ever heard. When you hear shit, you gonna run with it. But that was the coldest piece of shit I ever heard. Like that, and that wasn't even long. Like that was just like let me separate and really make sure I'm about to make a sound decision. not just react like, oh no, granddaughter.
Do you mean cold as in the positive version of cold?
Like that was a cold piece of shit. Like you only took a week, but I feel like I appreciate that you took a week because you wanted to make sure that you made a sound decision, not as a reactive one. Because sometimes reactive ones will make somebody fucking commit suicide because you are the love and the purest love that they have, and she was. So for her not to love a nigga, it's like world ended. Like, or either you don't even want her to know, or you'll try to do your best to protect and in the warped way to make sure that you never lose that love. But it's pretending anyway because you're not able to be yourself. But she only took a week, and like I said, she was like, your aunt's gay, and that's my child, and I figured it out. So why can't I, rock and roll with you? And I was, and from that day, it was like, yo, like, and I mean, it's real shit. My already know what's up. Like, that love is stronger than, probably not in here, but that love, I can say it out my mouth, is stronger than my mother love. The love I got from my mother.
So, to kind of bring things back around and wrap things, we talked earlier, you shared about how a lack of support has played a big role in like who you are today and who you want to become, and it motivates you in a way, but also hurts in a way, like that your family hasn't supported you. So with your family being your loved ones, if you could tell them what it would mean to you if they showed up for you, what would you say?
I don't know. In my mind, it instantly was like, whatever. Instantly, like yo, like you can't miss me. You can't miss what I'm doing in the transition that I do. And I circulate enough. I don't do it like we could be doing it because I don't have that type of family. But the holiday and death shit, we see each other. So we come back to the circle at some point, and you still, oh, okay. So you're not. If it hasn't, no, because then that's like an absolute response. But the casualness is like, you ain't done that shit now. Fuck, I needed that. Fuck, I need it for. Like, I mean, nothing is 100 when you say it, because it's not reality. Certain people, but that's like one of these, and I got like a big dumbass family, have been like, yo, you need the pancakes and the syrup and shit for an open kitchen so you can make sure the babies eat in the hood. Boom, here you go. Or I told this person about what you was doing, and they ain't gonna contact me. Like this many of my family, so that shit matters. But we, indirectly we do the what do you call it? The shit about the majority bullshit. So like I probably would be selective when it comes to shit. Like but no, I was about to say like my father would be more supportive, that'd be cool. But my father doing exactly what he's supposed to do. To be straight up, because like I said, like support come in different ways. Like for him to be front row, that don't trump him putting me in a position to have a deed for the house. I probably trade 100 seats of you being at my exhibition and shit for that, because when it comes down to the math of it all, when you're gone, yeah, that's what you were supposed to do. That's what you could have done. That's what's going to continuously outlast you. Ownership. Being able to always have an opportunity, because now I own, whether it be to continuously have shelter for myself or flip that bitch like a hostel or apartment. To be able to make sure that I eat, I sleep, and be able to move about this life efficiently, because I have something that I say that I can own, and I can do whatever I want to be with it. So he may not be the ideal, or my mom may not be the ideal parent that I would love to have, but they're the parents that maybe I need. I don't fucking know, because a lot of the, oh, you don't want to fuck with it, or you don't like it, or you like, that shit dumb. I bet that shit make me go harder. So I guess all that shit is in perfect place, or everything is in perfect peace, maybe. And sometimes what don't feel good is the best thing for you. Sometimes, like, and I think the best justice for that would be to rational, emotional, separate them shits of I would
That's
fucking
really
love.
what you feel.
I would love to have the like, Mom, my fucking heart got broke. Yeah. No, I don't have that fucking type of mother. But and I said that shit the other night. This life just been coming in, and I've been allowing it because I've been freeing my energy up. Like my mother showed me. I had to breathe. We probably gonna have this conversation. Yeah, I probably dropped like 5 soldier tears with her across from me or whatever, but I had to pause because I felt like I wanted to like get emotional or whatever. My mother has given me the fire that I had. Like she showed me what style was. She showed me what to be self-sufficient was. She showed me what I'ma push the fuck through regardless. What that looks like. A lot of who I am is modeled behind my mother. And some of the shit that irritates me or divides us is for me not to see that light no more in her. Almost like I'm frustrated with her. I'm disappointed. But how dare me be disappointed and not know the story? I mean, it's some of her responsibility to talk to me about what happened to make her sway, or what's troubling her for her to not be finding her way. I guess even saying that shit like quick enough type shit, like, yo, your journey is your journey, like, but I want to know what the fuck is going on, so maybe I can be more careful with my thoughts and my words when it comes to you. Like, really understand that, yo, I gotta be sympathetic right now. She needs support, or she really going through. Or you know, me and her are two different people. I come of her. I come from her. I'm of her, but maybe, and that's how it should be panning out too. Like, you end up being the person that they couldn't be, and
What
that's
if
why
she,
the divide happens.
You said she was the fire. So what if she passed the torch? I mean, you have the fire now.
Sure.
It's like, what do you do with it? Maybe she gave it all just in time before she knew hers was about to extinguish, and now yours is lit.
True. That's what I was saying. Like a lot of who I am is my mother, whether it be like the best shit and the shit that irked me, and I'm like, my fucking mother, type of shit. But it all adds up into the end result. And even if I feel like the best shit, because we talk, the best shit in this situation could probably be me doing those things I just said, rationally, emotional, pull my emotions out of this situation, and use this situation to learn how to not be in that same place. I don't know if it's sadness, depression, misery, or I just am distracted like fuck. To be able to be like, you're the closest visual aid that I have to pre-warn me or to stop me from fucking, what it says, love or some shit. Mm-hmm. It's still on though, even though it say right, pig and shit. But yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like everything is useful information. It's about how you separate it. So yeah, that was me letting y'all into who the fuck I is. 'Cause I don't really do too much of that. Or you always hear me, but never see me in front of what I'm doing. So this is like, I don't know, me unpacking and me giving you a gift, or appreciating you enough to say, all right, this is who I am because I asked you or expect you to give me that shit all the time. All right, so that's my restorative energy.